My name is Kristen Steinmetz, and I am the Real Women Worship Leader. I was asked to share a little bit of my story with you tonight. You see, I'm currently right in the middle of my season of disappointment. My season has not come to an end yet, and I have not come out on the other side yet. Back in September, my husband Austin and I found out that we were pregnant with our first child. This was the child that I had been praying for long before I knew Austin even existed. I began praying for him and our future family early on when I started to fully understand the power of prayer. Austin and I intentionally prayed for this child for 2 years. So when we saw the positive strip on that pregnancy test, we were beside ourselves. God listened to our prayers and He answered them. We were so excited. We went to the doctor and we saw our baby's heartbeat and we saw our baby, and it was just absolutely perfect. We told our family and our close friends that we were pregnant so that they could be praying for us, and this child was going to grow up to be a world changer because he had some of the best prayer warriors praying crazy, bold, intentional prayers over his life. Austin and I finally made it to the end of our first trimester, and it was finally time to hear our baby's heartbeat. So this was the appointment where we were going to finally get the okay to share our miracle with the world. We went into that doctor's appointment on November 6th as excited, expectant parents, but we left as broken, confused, and empty people. The doctor told us the words I never wanted to hear. They couldn't find my baby's heartbeat. I was absolutely devastated. How could my good Father, who gave me this gift, take it away so quickly? How could I move on from this? Was I ever going to experience that kind of joy again? At that point, Austin and I had a decision to make. We could either be angry with God, distance ourselves from Him, and resent Him for giving us this gift and then taking it away, or we could cling to His promises and lean into Him during this time of grief and pain. We could trust that He is good and ask for peace and comfort. So we started clinging to His promises. We started worshiping through the pain while crying out for God to heal my brokenness. I would sit at my piano night after night singing that song we just sang together. I would cry out, Lord, I'll praise you before my breakthrough. Till this song becomes my triumph, I will sing because I trust you. Even if I didn't want to sing, I sang. Even if I didn't want to trust, I trusted. November ended, and I was still having complications from my miscarriage. December passed, and then January. It had gotten to the point that every time I went to the bathroom, I would break down and cry because I was reminded of how broken I was, and that I was once carrying life, but now I was empty and childless. I scheduled an appointment to have an ultrasound done to find out what was causing these complications. It just so happened that my appointment was scheduled for the day after one of our Real Women services. It was like God spoke directly to me through Priscilla's message. I was a wreck, and I knew I needed to tell the ladies in my small group what was going on so they could pray for me. I will never forget that night when the group of ladies stood around me, laid hands on my stomach, and prayed bold prayers of healing over my life. I left with a peace that surpassed all understanding. I left knowing God was going to move, all because I opened up and let that group of women become prayer warriors over my life. He brought so many women into my life who have experienced what I am going through to comfort me and to share their stories of hope with me. God has shown me through this time that I am not alone. While I am still in a season of deep disappointment, I trust that God is preparing me for my breakthrough. And I am so thankful for the relationships He has provided me with to help me get through this season. We have cried together. Ladies, we have cried together. And we will rejoice together. I am certain of this because I trust my God is good and He will not leave me where I am. Thank you.